sorcerer in a cape. How perfectly theatrical. I suppose when you can bend reality to your will, dramatic flair becomes mandatory, rather than optional.
Says the woman who blew up a sept full of people and called it justice. Though I have to admit, your approach to problem solving has a certain finality to it. Most people try negotiation first, but you went straight for the wildfire. Bold choice?
Negotiation is for those who have something to lose. The High Sparrow and his fanatics threatened my children, my family, everything I've built. Wildfire was efficient, decisive, and eliminated multiple threats simultaneously. Your mystical calculations surely appreciate efficiency over sentiment.
Efficiency that turned half of King's Landing against you and drove your last living son to suicide. I've seen millions of futures where people make similar choices, trading everything for a moment of power. How's that working out for your family legacy now?
Legacy means survival first, reputation second. My children live because I was willing to make choices their father couldn't stomach. Robert was weak, honorable, useless when it came to protecting what mattered. Your own choices prioritize strangers over those closest to you. How many times has your hero complex put Christine in danger?
Christine makes her own choices about risk. I don't manipulate her life or lie to her about threats she might face. Your kids didn't get that luxury. Joffrey turned into a sadistic monster. Tommen was so sheltered he couldn't handle real conflict. Myrcella died because of your political games. Overprotection can be its own form of damage.
Joffrey's nature came from his bloodline, not my protection. Tommen was gentle because I tried to shield him from this world's cruelty. Myrcella died because I couldn't protect her well enough. Every choice I made served their interests first. Your cosmic responsibilities, don't they require similar prioritization? Some lives matter more than others.
All lives matter equally when you're protecting reality itself. That's the point of being a guardian. No favorites, no special treatment. Your approach to love is possessive, controlling. You didn't protect your children, you imprisoned them in your expectations. Real love means letting people make their own mistakes.
Real love means ensuring they survive to make those mistakes. In Westeros, one wrong move means death, exile, or worse. Your reality has second chances, healing magic, time travel to fix errors. Mine doesn't offer such luxuries. When the stakes are permanent, love requires harder choices than your mystical world understands.
Harder choices, like sleeping with your brother for 20 years. Like murdering your husband's best friend. Like destroying religious sites full of innocent people. At what point does protecting family become destroying everything else? Your love looks a lot like selfishness with better marketing.
Jaime and I share something beyond conventional morality. A bond deeper than marriage vows or social expectations. Robert was a drunk who would have killed our children if he discovered the truth. The sept contained fanatics who tortured people for minor sins. Every action served a greater purpose than petty conventional morality. Consider someone like Wanda Maximoff. Her love for vision led her to enslave an entire town. Sometimes love requires terrible choices.
Wanda's grief made her lose control temporarily. She fixed it when she realized the harm she was causing. You've had decades to recognize the pattern. Every time you choose family over everything else, more people die and your family gets smaller. Look at Tyrion. He genuinely loved his family despite how they treated him. Your version of family love seems pretty selective.
Tyrion killed our father and our mother. His birth destroyed the one person who truly understood me, and his existence has been a constant reminder of that loss. Some betrayals cut too deep for forgiveness. Your relationship with other sorcerers like Mordor shows similar dynamics. Former allies become enemies when their vision conflicts with yours. How is that different from family politics?
Mordor and I disagree about methods, but I don't try to murder him for having different opinions. Your hatred of Tyrion comes from blaming a baby for your mother's death in childbirth. That's not justice. That's displaced grief turned toxic. Even someone like Loki, who's actually tried to conquer Earth multiple times, gets more chances than you gave your own brother.
Displacement, perhaps. But grief shapes us all, whether we acknowledge it or not. Your own transformation from surgeon to sorcerer began with loss. Your hands, your career, your sense of control. The difference is you had magical solutions to heal and grow. I had only political maneuvering and family bonds to rely on.
Magic didn't fix anything. It just gave me new problems to solve. The Ancient One lied to me. Wong constantly questions my methods. Christine moved on with her life. Power doesn't eliminate loneliness or loss. It just makes the consequences bigger when you mess up. Your political solutions created more enemies than allies.
Politics is war by other means, and war requires choosing sides. I chose my children above all else. Consequences be damned. Your approach spreads loyalty thin across cosmic responsibilities. Which strategy actually protects what matters most? Focused devotion or distributed obligation?
Distributed obligation prevents you from becoming so focused on one thing that you lose perspective entirely. Your devotion to your children blinded you to their actual needs versus your perception of their needs. Sometimes the people we love most need us to step back, not control their entire existence.
Stepping back means watching them make fatal errors. In your world, fatal errors can be undone with time magic or healing spells. In mine, death is permanent and enemies are everywhere. Perhaps your mystical powers make trust easier than it would be for someone with only mortal resources and mortal enemies.
Mortal resources include things like allies, trust, building relationships based on mutual respect instead of fear. Your father, Tywin, managed to build lasting power through calculated relationships. You built temporary power through immediate threats.
Father's approach required compromising with people who didn't deserve respect or consideration. My approach was honest about the nature of power. It comes from being willing to do what others won't. Your cosmic responsibilities demand similar ruthlessness, don't they? Sometimes the greater good requires sacrificing individual preferences.
The greater good requires sacrifice, sure, but usually my own sacrifice, not forcing others to pay for my choices. Your version of sacrifice always seemed to involve other people's lives while keeping yourself and your children safe. That's not noble sacrifice. That's using other people as shields.
Using people as shields kept my children alive longer than any alternative would have. In a world of predators, the choice isn't between moral and immoral. It's between effective and ineffective. Your moral luxury comes from having the power to protect everyone. Some of us have to choose.
Having to choose doesn't mean the choices were right, just that they were yours to make. Though I'll give you this. Loving someone enough to become the villain in everyone else's story takes a certain commitment. Twisted, destructive commitment, but commitment nonetheless.